You know what? We've actually got the man who probably knows more about Steve Jaxon than any other man. Probably more than his ex-wives.
There's many.
Blair Hardman is here, ladies and gentlemen. His partner in radio, heaven of zone recording, a great bass player.
One of the greatest bass players in the world, and owner of Zone Recording for 20, 30 years, and my creative partner for 32 years. And I'm sorry, he couldn't make it tonight. We tried to get him, but he's so busy playing it all. He plays with Uncle Wiggly, he plays with other... What the hell are you doing here?
I just caught a plane.
I told you this wasn't going to happen. Oh, he's here. Blair Hardman, ladies and gentlemen.
I wouldn't miss this. You kidding?
I'm trying to miss it.
Yeah, I've been knowing Steve a while. That's true.
32 years. We had the Jaxon and Blair show on KHTT, the Heat at 92.9.
I think it's my turn to talk, actually. I'll tell the story.
If Blair was here, I would tell...
What I'd like to do is actually share a moment of quiet remorse with you as we reminisce about some of the scenes we've been in. You know, I'm so proud of Steve, and on a night like this, because he has carved out a niche in broadcasting that no one else can fill. He is our world's foremost infotainment communicaster. Is that what he is? He's an infotainment communicaster. One of the best. Now, we met in the 80s in Katati at Prairie Sun Studios doing recording sessions, and I was a bass player, and Steve was loitering behind a drum set. Now, I don't say his time was bad or that he dragged the beat, but sometimes the rest of the band would finish 3 or 4 minutes ahead of him, which was a little awkward while we're recording. But one thing you got to say about him as a drummer is he has a hell of a backbeat on the snare. Loud fucking backbeat. But you ask anybody who's ever played with Steve and they'll say, "What's that? What?" Because their hearing is shot. That backbeat. Oh! Don't hurt yourself. Steve!
Oh, sorry.
Careful. You know, Steve had done a lot of morning radio in the 90s and the 80s and some of the 70s. And in the 90s, he was hiding out in the afternoons at a radio station, KHTT, and you know, keeping it on the down low because he didn't want to do mornings. But one day he was accidentally funny, and the GM said, "Oh, you're a morning man. You're our new morning man. Get yourself a partner, and you're starting on mornings." So, true story. So we've been doing radio commercials together, and so he said, "Blair, do you think you want to do this?" And I said, "Well, yeah, you know, I've never really been on the radio that much." And he said, "Don't worry, you know, I'm a professional. I'll teach you everything you need to know." So he did. First thing he told me was, "Do not be late. You're on at 6 a.m. Don't be late. So if you're out closing the bars in Santa Rosa, come to the station, sleep on the boss's couch, so you'll be there fresh and ready to go at 6 in the morning." Worked great for him. Roll off the couch at 6. Where am I? You're on the air, Steve. Oh, okay, yeah, I'm on the air. Worked great. And the other thing he told me was for that rich voice, that rich radio voice, pack and a half a day minimum. You gotta smoke them, suck them down. Worked for me. And in order to always have a lot of snappy ad-libs, memorize a bunch of comedy records that came out before your listeners were born. And then you'll have material and no one knows you didn't write it. In fact, I thought he was the funniest guy I'd ever met until recently I was on a morning walk in my neighborhood and I was listening to an old Albert Brooks record. And suddenly I realized I knew every punchline before it came. It's very spooky. And I'm thinking, well, how do I know these punchlines? And then I realized I'd heard them all from him. Recycling. Very green, Steve. Very green.
I'm a green comedy guy.
Now, when you're a morning man, sleep is precious. So he told me, and I trusted everything he said, here's how you get an extra half an hour of sleep every night. Before you go to bed, you brush your teeth, you eat breakfast, you drink a cup of coffee, you take a shower, you put on your clothes for work in the morning, and then when you wake up, you're ready to go. You've gotten everything out of the way. And so I tried that for a while. I had trouble sleeping. I don't know why, but I trusted him. He's such a professional. You know, if he goes on a rant about how stupid the sales staff is, the radio sales staff, what idiots they are, if he ever does that, 90% of the time his microphone is off. So that really, I think, counts for a lot. Of professionalism on his part. And if he drinks on the air, it's almost always when he has a winery on, and, you know, and that makes total sense. Or somebody from a brewery, maybe. A brewery, he will drink with them, or it could be during a political interview, or a spot break, or it could be during maybe the show outro, the close, or the show intro. Would be another time that he could possibly drink on the air. But there's one time when this man will never drink on the air. And that's when he's talking, because, you know, he's got that drink, talk, no, you see, I don't have it down, but and talk. That's it. It's the drinking, talking thing. He never drinks at the exact same time he's talking. Because he is an info telecommunicator. The best. The best. Now to know Steve is to love him, and to love him is to worry about his health.
We already went through this with everybody today.
He has more imaginary diseases than anybody I've ever known. But I want you not to worry, because he has a new doctor, and he's got the best hypochondriologist on the coast. And this guy has cured thousands of people of imaginary diseases. And I think he's going to be a big help to Steve.
Blair, look at this thing. What is this?
It's a white spot. I don't want to look at that.
I'm very afraid.
Have your hypochondriologist look at it, would you? The only thing that really scares me is when his actual cardiologist says, Steve, I think you've had a cardiac episode. And he says, what is that, a Marcus Welby rerun or something? An episode of ER, maybe, General Hospital? No, Steve, the cardiac episode is real. Now, Steve does a great job on the drive. I've never seen him happier in 33, 34 years. And
The drive!
one of his secrets is to, everyone who's on his show, he makes them feel great about themselves. They're the greatest. I thought I was the greatest until I heard other people on the show, and then I found out they were the greatest. But everyone comes away feeling great. They want to be back on the show, because to know him is to love him, as an telephone communicator, or whatever you are, I don't know. The only thing, oh, and he'll also be the first person to tell you that it would not be possible without Mike DeWald, his producer, who makes the show run. Steve's very generous about that. The only thing that can make him happier is if he could keep the studio at 58 degrees, and if he could smoke on the air. That would make a happy Jaxon. Congratulations, buddy.
Blair Hardman, ladies and gentlemen, so recorded. Wow, 32 years we've been together.
This is a dynamic duo, ladies and gentlemen. These two are a walking institution.
Where's
These two guys.
Yo, Benny? You already got it? No, but get this one.
Everyone, come on.
There we go. Thank you, my brother.
You know, I like your new doctor.
No, wait a minute. This is the first time tonight that I've got tear rolling.
Aww.
Because I love this man so much. 32 years. All right, just stop staring at me. Look at some other people. Oh, God, that was cool. All right.
Okay, you asshole. Come on.